Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, what is the economic impact, in your judgment, of illegal immigration on America's economy?
I would have to answer it in generalities. I haven't tried to quantify that, but people who come in legally or illegally, they add to our workforce, and they contribute to GDP, certainly. So that's part of it. I think that part of growth, you can really boil growth down into labor force growth and productivity increases, and immigration, total immigration, has contributed more than half of the growth to our workforce in the last few years, so it's important.
What about illegal immigration? Does it have an impact on wages?
You know, there's been a lot of research on that and has really not reached a clear conclusion. There are research that finds no visible impact, and there's research that finds it has a modest impact.
Well, do you think illegal immigration is a good thing?
You know, it's really not at all in our say-so. It's like trade or guns or some other things that we don't really take part in.
Well, in part it is, and let me explain my perspective. We welcome about 1 million of our world's neighbors to become American citizens every year. I think that makes our country stronger. I think we can probably agree on that. Unfortunately, we have a lot of folks that come into our country illegally. I think part of the reason that so many people want to come to America is because we have rights, and we cherish them and we protect them. I mean, when's the last time you heard of somebody trying to sneak into China? They want to come to America. But with rights go responsibilities. One of our responsibilities is to abide by the rule of law. Federal law is not an a la carte menu. You can't pick and choose which laws you want to abide by. And to come into our country illegally is a violation of federal law. And it would seem to me that we would want to do everything we can, if you believe, as I do, that people respond to incentives, not to give people an incentive to violate the law. Now, that's kind of my perspective on it. Properly vetting people who come into your country, in my judgment, is not racist. It's prudent in the interest of public safety. Are you familiar with the program called Directo a Mexico?
I am not, at least by that name.
I understand it's a program under the Fed. It facilitates remittances from people in America to other countries with low transaction and exchange fees.
This must be part of our ACH operation, and we do some remittance business through our ACH internationally.
Okay. Will you make it easier for people in our country to send money to another country?
Very, very limited. Most of that happens in the commercial banking system, almost all of it, but I think we do. See, we have something called, this is complicated, but automated clearinghouse is really set up to do things like payrolls, and we do that internationally. It's not a great tool at all for sending back remittances.
Okay. But you do have a program, you're just not familiar with it, called Directo a Mexico?
I'm not familiar with it, sorry. I'll look into it.
Do you know if U.S. citizenship is a prerequisite to being able to use the program?
I don't know. I have to check on that.
Do you know the impact of your program on the American economy? What does it do for us?
I'd have to look into all those things, and I'd be glad to do it.
Okay. You're aware that remittances form a huge portion of the GDP in other countries, like Mexico, for example.
Yes, I think a number of countries rely on remittances from relatives who work in the United States and send money back home.
Right. And if someone is here illegally, this program could be an incentive, could it not?
In principle, yes. Again, I am completely unfamiliar with it,
Okay.
so I should really.
That's fair. I don't want to catch you off guard. I'll be calling you. I'd like to visit more about this.
Good.
And whether this is a good idea or whether it improperly incents people to break the law. Okay?
Thank you, Senator.
Thanks for your good work.